We've had one exhibition that has happened in Nairobi, and we must say that it was a success in that we've been able to receive many guests, and we've also been able to provide for a platform for Kenyans to engage with this discussion and on the topic of restitution in a different kind of way, where you just see people coming and looking at the exhibition. I also would like to say that we initially had foreseen or thought of this exhibition in a different way. That we had thought that the Nairobi exhibition, for instance, was going to be an opportunity, just like anybody else, to bring out objects that people have never seen, like bring objects from Cologne and from other parts of the world, as part of saying that this is what we mean, that objects need to come home. But we never managed to bring any of these exhibitions. And somebody may ask why.
The problem really was that it would have been far too expensive for our budget to bring the objects to Kenya. But I think you made the best out of it by making this absence really the topic of your exhibition. And I think like you made something good out of the worst thing which could happen, that the objects couldn't travel. And the absence is now like the topic of your exhibition, isn't it?
But we also did what we are calling an absence installation. We worked with local artists, young artists known as Tuzi creatives. They created imaginations, they used the images of the objects the way they are, and then recreated how they may have been used. So we still had our showcases, but with nothing inside, well lit, with the labels, and then saying that object that would have been where there was a label, we say this would have been the object, but it's currently in Cologne, for instance. It's like a situation of saying, I already have a house. I'm waiting for someone to come and occupy it. So I mean, that's how it turned out. So it was really good.
For us, the objects are not absent, but they are present. So what I thought, or what we thought would be interesting for our audiences, is to make these invisible inventories visible. So we decided to really exhibit all the 82 Kenyan objects which we have in our collection, and to kind of present them in a way as you have seen them when you came to Germany once for the workshop. So they are all on working tables, and for everyone to look at them and to really do some research on them. That was our idea. But there's also a second part to it, as we talked about these objects of national interest. And you did research on that in Kenya as well, did you?
Oh yes, we did research on the Kenyan objects. So we are calling the objects of Kenyan of national importance. And in the exhibition, we had a special corner for them. Objects of national importance are not only objects from Cologne or from Germany.
It's not only the absent objects and the present objects, but also created artworks by two artists collectives that have worked and also researched in the process over 3 years, and have created these artworks that Jerry has mentioned earlier on, like the shipping labels by the Nest, the research on the Pokomo trams, and also the Simbambili installation by Shift Collective, and other works that are to be seen in all three exhibitions, that are kind of linking all three exhibitions.
In the Nairobi space, I remember we would meet our friends and we were all excited to say, hey, thanks for coming. But then we would find that for them, they had just gone through something emotional. And so for them, they were a bit more kind of sad or angry. And so I remember being confused because I was happy to see people, but then they were in a much darker space. And so I'm curious about what the emotional landscape will be for the German exhibitions emotionally, because I think that's the thing that is very difficult to capture in words about what is the kind of overall emotional landscape for the German shows, because I feel like that's where human beings will connect on this issue. This conversation has gone on for decades, and it's been about logic, about law, but when we talk about emotion, I don't think enough has been done to explore that.